So,
Okay, I'd like to call this regular board meeting to order. It's Monday, December 21st, 2020. Can I have a roll call, please?
Megan Benson Moreau.
Here.
Michelle Jepson.
Here.
Kate McKinney.
Here.
Nathaniel Melton.
present.
Deb Olson.
Here.
Marcia Schurz.
Here.
Paul Johnson.
Here.
All right. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please. All right. We're going to move on to item D, approval of the agenda. Can I have a motion to approve the agenda as written?
Also move. I'll second.
Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right. And then we're going to move on to item 2. Item A, approval of the consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All righty. And we're moving on to item 3, which is the informational session. Item A is the board reports. Minutes of the Committee of the Whole meeting was held on December 7th, 2020. We had a presentation, we had a referendum design and project update with Brad Kunkel from CISA 10 and Tom Tuig from SDS Architects. We had an update from the district nurse Sarah Hamilton regarding the most recent COVID numbers for staff and students. We had discussion we had on testing, turnaround time and criteria for students to return. We have consensus to move the 3 contingencies forward to the regular board meeting for consideration. We discussed the 2021-2022 school calendar, and Dr. Eslin stated that as per the February 2020 board administration retreat, we asked that the admin develop a draft of the calendar, which they came forward with us, so that is on the agenda for tonight. So we had consensus to move that to tonight's meeting. Also discussing the employee handbook committee and the compensation committees regarding putting them on hold for the 2021-22 school year and resuming them next year. We have a consensus to move that to the regular meeting tonight. We discussed policy 5200.01 criteria for a full-time student. We have consensus to move that to the regular board meeting tonight as well. And also we had a discussion regarding the second semester remote-only recommendations. And we had presentations from all 3 principals regarding how that remote learning would look. And we have consensus to move that to the regular board meeting this evening as well. We discussed the student and employee handbook and policy 8450.01 personal protective equipment during a pandemic epidemic event update. We have a new NEOLA policy, and we will be discussing that tonight, and we will have consensus to move that to tonight's meeting as well with guidance from NEOLA, and discuss social studies curriculum development update. Dr. Eslin gave us an update on that, and the board received and placed that on file. We had a 30, 60, 90-day planning cycle, and I'm assuming the board all looked at that, and we received and placed that on file as well. We had a financial update from Mrs. Grindell, and I think that is about it. So, and then we also did a special meeting on December 14th via WebEx regarding the attendance, what the school day would look like today and tomorrow regarding prior to our Christmas vacation, if we would be remote or not. And that we did have a discussion and action on that, and it carried by a roll call vote of 4-3. And the meeting was adjourned after that discussion. All right. All right. And now we're going to move to item 4, which is community comments. And I have to read that new one. Is there any? Okay. Per Wisconsin statute 19.83, parent 2, and 19.84, parent 2, the board will allow public comments. The public comment section shall be limited to 45 minutes unless extended by a vote of the board. The 45 minutes public comment section will be divided by the number of people who have signed up. Individuals addressing the board during the public comment section shall have their remarks limited to no more than 10 minutes. The community comment section of the meeting agenda provides members of the community with the chance to speak directly to the school board. It is a valuable opportunity for community members to have questions, concerns, requests, and ideas heard directly by the school board and administration. Participants are asked to step up to the microphone so that everyone is able to hear when you speak. Providing your contact information on the community concerns sign-up sheet helps the district follow up with you and your item. So, and there is no community comments tonight. All right. Then we're going to move to item 5, the discussion and action items. And item A is consider personnel recommendations. Dr. Aslan.
Here are your resignations. Carrie Quinton, middle school forensics coach, 3 years of service. Dave Kafora, girls soccer coach, 6 years of service. Sarah Hansen, safety coordinator, 6 years of service.
All right. Do I have a motion to approve these resignations?
I will move. I'll second.
Okay. Any discussion? Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, thank you very much for your service. And then we have a few hirings. Dr.
Here's your
Hanson?
hiring recommendation.
Okay.
Ryan Smith, middle school forensics coach, replacing Carrie Quinton, recommended by Ms. Giesragen.
Okay. Motion to approve these hirings?
I so move. I'll second.
All right, any discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you, Mr. Smith, for taking on that additional responsibility. All right. And item B, acceptance of donations. Dr. Aslan?
Our just fantastic roll of wonderful donations coming into our district continues this month. From Paul Schilling, donation of Donors Choose Project at Spooner Elementary School, non-perishable food items, $1,489 value, and also Donors Choose for the Spooner Middle School, non-perishable food items, $1,678 value. From Chaparral to the elementary school, $69.35. Department of Public Instruction, Alcohol and Other Drug Abuse Program, grant to the Mountain Bike Club, $950 to waive registration and race fees for at-risk students who are participating in that programming. From the Indian Head Credit Union to the Spooner Area School District Athletic Department, $186.45. And from Bioactive Nutrients to the Spooner Area School District staff, a bottle of hand sanitizer for every staff member in the district. Approximate value $2,691.
All right, do I have a motion to approve these fabulous donations?
So moved.
I'll
And a
second.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you very much. This is very much needed, and we are just amazed at the gratitude of the community members. All right. Item C is consider fundraiser request, and there was none on the agenda. Okay. All righty. And item D, consider the 2021-2022 school calendar. So I'm looking for a motion to approve the school calendar for 21-22 school year as presented at the COW meeting.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Okay. Is there any discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All righty. And we're moving on to item E. Consider postponement of employee handbook and compensation committees. So I'm looking for a motion to approve the postponement of the employee and compensation committees for the 2021 school year and resume in 21-22 as presented at the COW.
I'll make that motion to
I'll
post,
second.
well, okay. That's
And-
good.
Any discussion?
Did you want to amend it?
No, as stated, second, that's good.
Okay. Any discussion?
Could you just explain to the people why we're delaying it?
Mrs. Grindell, would you take that one, please?
Primarily because of the we're in this year of uncertainty with COVID and whatnot, and so we just felt also there are usually more than 10 people committees, so we really shouldn't be meeting with that large of a group. So just postponing it for a year to get a better handle on what's going on, and then restructuring it next year.
Is there any further discussion or questions? Okay. So, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay. And, all right, now we're moving on to item F. Consider policy 845001, personnel protective equipment during a pandemic epidemic event, and waive the second reading. So I'm looking for a motion to approve policy 845001 and waive the second reading as presented at the COW meeting.
I so move.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Is there any discussion? No? Mr. Melton?
I'm just question on this. We made a motion to, there's a motion on the table with this discussion, right?
Right?
On if that, so I want to make sure I understand this correct. If the option is to make that happen, to make it, let's say, issue that is mandatory, that'll come to the board then for approval? Is that what this is stating?
This is stating that we are giving Dr. Aslan the right to put that in motion regarding the circumstance. The item in green, that was the extra verbiage. I spoke or was in contact with our Neola rep, and he explained to me via email that we as a board at any time can discuss any kind of policy at any time. So this really, it can be in there, but it's not necessary because we do have the ability to put it on the agenda and also review and discuss those policies at any time. And this was verbiage asked to be added, and that was after our COW meeting discussion. So it is in there, but the motion on the table at this time is as presented at the COW.
All right.
Do you have any further questions regarding that?
No, I just have concerns that, that we're going to require everybody to wear masks. That is my concern, just with the data and with what the school nurse said pertaining to masks, that the only way that masks are really going to work is if we have the N94 or whatever it is, and that we all wear them correctly. To have 4K, some of them younger grades, or even to make it mandatory, I think we're going to ask for a lot of unnecessary contention. So I'm just making that observation and my concern with this policy.
Okay, does anybody have, Paul?
I hear what you're saying, and I believe that has been a very contentious topic for several months. But I also believe that we selected the best superintendent that we could find, and we need to stand behind our superintendent, who's going to have to make a decision at a split minute without having to call the board together to delay. And if it means keeping students in the classroom and keeping our school open, I trust that he'll make the right decision.
Okay. Is there any further discussion? Anyone? Okay. At this time, I'm going to call for a roll call vote, please.
Megan Benson Rowe,
Yes.
Michelle Jackson,
Yes.
Kate McKinney,
Yes.
Nathaniel Melton,
No,
Steph Olson,
Yes.
Marcia Schurz,
Yes.
Paul Johnson.
Yes.
All right. Motion is carried. Okay. We're going to move on to item G. Consider employee handbook personal protective equipment change and waive that second reading. So I'm looking for a motion to approve the employee handbook change and waive the second reading as presented at the COW meeting.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, opposed?
no,
Okay. And item H, consider student handbook personnel protective equipment change and waive the second reading. A motion to approve the student handbook change and waive the second reading as presented at the COW.
Also move.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Question,
Okay.
when will it become effective and when will the students be told?
We're gonna have to gauge the COVID situation, be
Yeah.
sometime, it may be sometime, it wouldn't be any earlier than after we return to school from the break,
And I believe this is based on the circumstances at hand, correct?
based on the situation.
Yep. So it may or may not take
Right.
effect. So,
No, I was just making, like, they'll be informed if you make the decision for
They-
their first
they'd,
day of return. If they don't wear them that day, what is gonna
Right.
happen?
Yeah, there'd be information campaign before something like that would come into effect.
okay. Is there any further discussion?
And if the kids, if there's certain kids who can't wear them for medical reasons, that will be,
That will be addressed on a case-by-case
Yep,
basis?
yeah, right, so
I mean,
that,
a doctor would have to say they can't or.
right,
whatever.
and we've been working with students and families on that really since the summertime and would continue to do so, right?
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
no.
All right. All right, we're moving on to item I. Consider the first reading of the Neola Policy 5200.01, full-time student. I'm looking for a motion to approve the first reading of the Neola 5200.01, full-time student as presented at the COW meeting.
I will move.
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right. And item J, consider second semester remote-only program recommendation. So I am looking for a motion to approve the second semester remote-only program as presented at the COW, and we want to open this for participation from grades 3 through 12. Is that correct?
Yep, so looking to continue the program that we've committed to through the end of the first semester, looking to continue for the second semester of the current school year, opening participation up for students in grades K through 12, and then with the provisions that the principals presented at the committee of the whole meeting.
Okay. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, and a second?
I'll second that motion.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right. Then we're moving on to item number 6, convene into closed session pursuant to Wisconsin statutes 19.85, parent 1, parent C, to consider the employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility. Do I have a motion to convene into closed session?
I will make a motion to convene into closed session.
I will second.
Okay. Could I have a roll call vote, please?
Megan Benson Rowe.
Yes.
Michelle Jepson.
Yes.
Kate McKinney.
Yes.
Nathaniel Melton.
Yes.
Deb Olson.
Yes.
Marcia Schur.
Yes.
Paul Johnson.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, we're convening it back into open session. Roll call.
Okay, I will, I'll jump in. We were in closed
Okay.
session. We took a motion to come back into open session at 6:40 PM. While in closed session, the board accepted the recommendation of our superintendent, Dr. Asplin, for the recommendation of the rollovers of our administrators.
Okay,
End of story.
all right. Can I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
I make a motion that we adjourn.
And a second?
I will.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting is adjourned.
Merry Christmas.